Hey guys, a quick note before we get into this video. This is video 2 of 3 because when myself and my wife Sarah sat down to record this conversation went on for over an hour. We thought it'd be only 20 minutes, so we split it up into 3 videos. This is a review of our trip to Atlantis on the Palm with our 2 boys, Riley and Reggie, who are 5 and 8. In this video, which is again number 2, we cover off all the things we did with inside the resort. In the first video, we talked about arriving at the airport, getting to the hotel, checking in, impressions and the dining experience. And in the next video, we talk about the things we did outside of the resort, as well as some top tips and things you need to know when going to Dubai. If there's anything in this video that we didn't cover, put in the comments. We might be able to help with an answer. Let's get into the video. Okay guys, so moving on. The dog's now making himself very comfortable on my lap, by the way. Apologies in the last video or the last bit. We don't know how we're going to slice and dice this up because we don't want it to be too long. But you can probably hear that pitter pattering again because he's walking about, but he's on my lap now. Activities at the hotel.
Yeah.
The pool. Do you want to just share this because you're
so
organised everything?
There's 2 main pools, the Royal Pool and the Zero Entry Pool. We were at the Royal Pool for the majority of the time. Mm-hmm. We only went to the Zero Entry Pool. I think it was.
Is that actually the name of it?
Yeah.
What a weird name.
Yeah. That seemed there was more bigger kids in that pool, wasn't there? And they had like.
They had activities in the pool. They had like basketball. They were playing games. I guess it's the pool, but interestingly, it's the pool that you should go round to in the evening.
Yeah.
Because at about 4 o'clock at the Royal Pool, the sun gets caught behind the actual hotel building.
Yeah.
So we found ourselves moving over to the Zero Entry Pool.
Yeah.
You still got sun there, so just be aware of that, really.
Adam's top tip.
Adam's top tip. Nice. Anything else you want to talk about the pools?
Yeah. So a nice little touch as well around the pool. Some staff there. They walk around with ice lollies that are free of charge, and it's a nice touch. He was walking around all the time, really, wasn't he? So you might get 2 or 3 in one day if you wanted. The boys enjoyed those, didn't they?
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
And then last top tip from me in this area is when you're in your hotel room, you'll see you get water bottles. So what we did, take the water bottles, stick them in the fridge. Every opportunity you pass one of the cleaners for the rooms, just say, can we get some more water bottles in room 516, please? Stock up on water bottles, stick them in your bag and take them down, because water's not that cheap poolside.
Yeah, and obviously even because we were full board, like we mentioned, water was not included outside of meal times.
Yeah, so
it does soon mount up. Obviously, with a family of 4, you obviously 1 bottle each, and I was like, make sure you're drinking because we don't want any dehydration. But yeah, even if you have to go back up to your room to get some more bottles to save on the dollar it's worth.
Yeah, large bottles. I think it was like £10-12 for a large bottle of water, so it's definitely worth like stocking them up.
And obviously that's not a lot when there's 4 of you.
Yeah, not a lot of water.
Lots
of money.
No. Yeah, lots of money. That's what I mean. It doesn't go far.
It doesn't go far, 100%. Kids play area. That was the next thing that you've listed on this is like your section, really, isn't it?
Yeah. So there was a play area. Which was next to the Zero Entry Pool, and then there's one that's the other side of the Royal Pool. Both really, really cool play areas. The boys really, really enjoyed both. And there's also near the Shore restaurant, there's a big area where there's like chairs on the, like, what do you call it? The floor chess.
Floor checkers.
Checkers.
Table tennis.
Basketball, and foosball tables. And I think there's another section like that over the other side by the Zero Entry Pool, what I glanced at.
Yep.
But they kind of tend to move them around because there was like an event on when we were there, and they moved them onto another area. Mm-hmm. So they're dotted all around the hotel, so it's really, really nice. And also you've got some activities on the beach as well. So you've got football nets, so you can play football. There's table tennis on the beach, volleyball. So there's loads of activity you can do, and there's always balls around. For you to just grab and...
Just as an FYI, we've made it sound like we did lots of this. We didn't. We saw it. It was all there. We didn't play any of those games.
We played table tennis.
You did while I was on the jet ski.
Yeah. And we played basketball.
Correct.
And then the kids club, which I definitely didn't want to put the boys into kids club.
I did.
You did. I was like, no. But our little boy at the time, our 5-year-old, when he cries or hurt himself, he holds his breath to the point where he passes out. So for me, that was the reason why I didn't want to use that, just because it was just scary for me to.
She's made me sound terrible right now.
Oh yeah, he's happy to. Yeah, but that, and we didn't actually know this, but they can go in there once a day, can't they?
Yeah, including our package.
Including our package. And oh my god, it was amazing. And they ended up going in twice. And after we heard how much fun they had the first time, and the good thing is you will see like an activity sheet of what they're going to be doing at certain times.
Yeah,
each
so it's
day
like
of the
learning,
week.
then they did an activity, and at one point they brought in an eagle for the kids to like look at the eagle. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
So you can then choose based on what you prefer them to do, and then there's like an area for like the younger ones, and then there's an area then for the older children where there's like Apple Mac computers or games consoles and things like that. So 100% recommend it. They either go in the morning or in the afternoon.
Yep.
There was 2 slots available.
Nice. Then moved on to the arcade. As you've put, the arcade is at a restaurant called the Wave House. We definitely got some video about that, so you're probably looking at that now. That was good fun, and to be honest, like pricing, it doesn't gouge you on the pricing. Like what we did, you go in, best value is get one of the cards, top it up. If you think you're gonna go back a couple of times, which we did, the kids loved it. Loads of arcade machines.
There was an offer on as well, wasn't there, when you booked it? Was it like an early bird offer?
Yeah, I can't remember the exact price, but we got a really good deal on the credits. It was just a good bit of fun. At the arcade, there's also bowling, which I feel like is the one that got away from us because
we never managed to.
We tried to book and it was always busy, and then there's also like walk-in, and if we probably stayed the second time we went, where it was just me and Sarah, we probably could have gone to the bar and drank and waited for the bowling alley to become available, but every time we went there was like 4 or 5 people in front of us and with the kids.
Yeah, and we were going there after we'd showered and changed before food. So we were always on like a time limit, and then after food the boys were just shattered, weren't they? So
yeah, so that is one that I would say 100% book in advance.
Yeah.
Yep.
100%.
Moving on to a bigger one here.
The Waterpark.
So
Aquaventure Waterpark.
if you're researching the Atlantis, you 100% know about the Waterpark, and if you don't, you need to just go and just go to the website to see it. You'll probably see some content that we've shot around it.
Yeah, best water park that we've ever been to.
Yeah, 100%. It's huge. So I guess a couple of things for you, top tips when you are going to the Atlantis. We got the wristbands from guest services, so these white bands.
Yeah.
Go down, get the wristbands on, and then all you do is you just walk through the hotel, and when you get to the water park, which is, so you kind of go downstairs and you just carry on walking, you'll see signs for the Aquaventure Water Park. There's like 5 or 6 turnstiles, but if you look right, there's a guest entrance. So you walk through there, so you kind of get this mini fast pass. That's one way to get there. The second way to get there is at the Royal Pool. That's where we noticed it. We saw these like buggies just going backwards and forwards all day, and that's like a little shuttle through like the water park and different areas of the hotel, and it stops at the back of the pools in a number of different places. So you can jump on there, and they'll shuttle you up. When you get to the water park, they check your wristband, and then they shuttle you into the water park.
Yeah, you keep the wristband for the duration of your stay.
Yeah. And I guess just to share the layout. So when we got there, we kind of walked through to try and find where we were going to sort of like make base. We passed this huge, cool kids area that we went back to, which was fun for the boys. Then I guess the key thing is there's like 3 towers. I guess that's what it's all based around. There's like these 3 towers, and in each tower there's rides. And I believe it was 1.3 meters. Was it 1.3? I think you need to be 1.3 meters to go on basically all the rides. And our youngest was slightly shorter. So there's a few rides that he could go on. Put in the description which ones they were to try and help you guys out. It's worth checking out of your height restrictions, because then try and base that where you'll make base, because also you can stay on the buggy as well. So
you might not want to get off straight away. You might want to carry on going further down to where you want to set base.
You probably do want, if you've got a very young one with you, you probably want to go to the end tower, because there's a tower which has got a couple of family rides on it where you can go on together, as well as the middle tower. But there's also where we sort of like stayed the first time. There's like a little kids area.
Yeah, that's perfect, because there was slides as well that they could go on their own there as well.
Exactly.
As well as the big play area.
Reggie, look at the camera. Hey! Oh! So that was cool. Anything else from a water park perspective?
No, the only thing that I wanted to mention is you don't need to take towels or anything with you, because there's towel huts where you just go and grab a towel and chuck it on the sun lounger. So you don't need to take that with you.
Yep, perfect.
And everything, as you'll know if you've already been to Dubai, but it's worth mentioning, because I guess when you go into a different country that you've never been to before, like for example, like leaving your bag with your phone or other belongings in, completely safe. Like,
by the way, that coming out of Sarah's mouth is phenomenal, because we drive and park somewhere and she'll make sure there's like nothing on the seats in a car in the UK, whereas I guess it is true, it is the safest city in the world, that we just felt comfortable leaving anything anywhere. Actually, great story. So at one point, when I lost the GoPro, at one point I'm like going down the river rapids and I've got my GoPro with me.
My GoPro.
Sarah's GoPro. FYI, GoPro customer service absolutely sucks.
Yeah.
Don't buy a GoPro. They absolutely suck at customer service. But on that point, dropped the GoPro, didn't realise it was in my pocket because I was with my oldest, Riley. Get to the end and look at Riley, I'm like, I'm in trouble here. Because it had all the footage on it. It had like days of footage that we'd filmed. So then I jump off, and I guess that's also a testament how safe things were. I was like, go to the shore and wait for me. I cannot go back to mum and let her know that I've lost the GoPro. She'll freak. So I start wading back against the river rapids.
Me and Reggie are there tooting along in our little inflatable,
Float
and I'm
by
like,
me.
where's Riley? What are you doing? He's like, I've lost the GoPro, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
So wade through, and then at some point some guy goes, you lost something? I'm like, yeah. He was like, GoPro. I went, yeah. He went, I handed it in to one of the lifeguards. I was like, how far back? He was like, another 100 metres. Anyway, go back there. He gives it me back. Save all the footage. Life is good. But to your point that you're originally making is, it is super safe out there. Like, it's the safest place we've ever travelled as a family, and just felt secure. So what you're probably going to see is, throughout us talking about this, some cool content. Some of the rides, just to say that there are some awesome rides out there, and push yourself out your comfort zone and enjoy it. It's Sarah loves roller coasters. She doesn't like water slides. I love water slides. We managed to trick her onto a couple of them, which you might see in this video, or might not. I'm not sure if she'll let me use the content. I told the camera that we tricked you slightly. What do you think, Miles? You happy when we did it?
Yeah.
When you did it?
It was like, you fly in the air. You fly, and I went, what? And he didn't tell me when we got up there.
Reg, you good?
Yeah.
But it's an amazing water park. I think we went twice in the 10 days, didn't we? Yeah, once.
It's twice or 3 times.
Oh, don't know. It was twice. Either way, amazing water park. So next we went on some jet skis. Where are we going?
We're gonna go on a jet ski.
There's Mummy on the beach. And we went and paid for it. It was around 750 dirhams, which 150, 160 pounds. And that's for one jet ski. And the way that the Palm is you don't jet ski in the Palm. I think you occasionally can, because we saw some there, but where we went is we went outside of the actual Palm area. So they put us on a boat. So the last time I was on a jet ski, I came off.
You came off?
Yeah, it hit me and I got dragged out of the water.
What?
Yeah, because of the Cyprus.
So it hit you?
Yeah. So you're going to hold on?
Yep.
He'll hold on. That is our hotel. This is Dubai. There's a water park. So where I point there, and there are the three towers. That doesn't sound good. us out, and that was cool on its own. You've seen the content. So that was cool. So they took us out, and then we jumped on a jet ski, and Riley held on, and he held on for dear life, and I could hear that he wasn't enjoying himself too much. So I slowed right down, and this was just like one of those moments where the guy came over to me. So I was on a jet ski, and there was a guy out with me who works there, who was like taking me out, showing me the area that I can play in, and he was like, "Come on, speed up, have some fun." And I pointed at the kid, and he was like, "Is he okay?" I was like, "He's okay, just wants me to slow down." So he pulled his jet ski up to me and said, "Give me the kid." So I was like, "Okay." So I just gave him the kid, handed him over on this jet ski, and he was like, "Give me the GoPro." And there are other video cameras available. You can tell I'm being sassy about GoPro. So I gave him the GoPro. He says, "I'll make your video for you." And he went, "Go and play." He says, "Go up 200 meters that way, 200 meters that way." No idea what that means, by the way, when you're when you're on a jet ski. I'm like, all right. Anyway, so it's like at the base of like the Burj Al Arab, the big hotel that looks like a sail. So that's where you are playing on the jet ski. I'm having fun. Anyway, so I come back and see Riley, and he's put Riley in front of him, and he's not even doing anything. And Riley is driving his jet ski, and he's filming it on the GoPro for us. That guy was an absolute blast, and I guess he's just one of the team there that just make the whole experience feel special. They really do go out of the way. I had an absolute blast. It was an experience for Riley, and we still talk about it today. Yeah, that was cool. So I would say if that's of interest, get out there. It's a lot of fun. Do you want to talk about the Dolphins?
Yeah, you forgot the kayaks.
Oh, I skipped the kayaks.
Yeah. So we went on the kayaks. You get those from the same place as where Adam went for the jet ski, which is on the beach. And it was free with our package early in the morning, so we decided to obviously have a crack at it. So you and Riley were in one, you and Reggie were in one, and me and Riley, and you basically just go out around the beach area, super casual, super fun, life jacket up. It was just
it was cool.
Crack on, wasn't it?
No, it was cool. Yeah, definitely. And
it was cool to do.
Yeah, it was nice when it was nice hearing you and Riley argue because you weren't pulling your weight in the car.
Oh yeah, apparently I wasn't rowing.
Well, Reggie definitely wasn't rowing. Dolphins. So Dolphin experience was amazing. It was, in terms of cost. Oh, you've got the costing on here. Do you want to talk through the costing?
Yeah, so it was.
And I can talk about how it gouged on the photos.
So I was gonna book it online before I went, but for some reason the website, I tried multiple times, but it wasn't letting me book it. But it was a good job that I didn't, because we got money off with our package. Mm-hmm. I think it was about 5% off. But I think if you book it through the website, it's around £178 each. What package was that for? The Dolphin Dip and Play experience is the one that we did, which is basically in waist high water, because obviously of Reggie only being 5. And the other package, was in deep water, and I think you had to be over the age of 8 as well to be able to do that package. But yeah, it was amazing. There was 2 people that was with us, other customers, and then there was the 2, what do you call them, guides? Trainers, yeah, dolphin trainers. That's a much better word. The 2 dolphin trainers, and they were giving us like educational facts about the dolphins, and
which our boys love. They love animals, so
and the background. And it wasn't just like, oh yeah, do this, let's get a photo, do that, let's get a photo. You were learning about the dolphins and their background and just certain facts about dolphins, which was really, really cool, wasn't it? Yeah. The whole thing lasts for about 30 minutes, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I guess it's nice to go to an experience like that where you know the people there deeply care about the animal. That's one thing that I picked up on, and as well 100%. As like the boys, they could just tell that like there was a lot of love and care for them. So we did that. That was an amazing experience. You'll see some of the photos. I'm probably rolling through them now. And those photos were extortionate, just so you know. Just going to be honest with you. So what happens is you finish that. While you're doing that, there's a guy in the water taking loads of photos. And then we walked out, and they sat us in this little room and this little booth with this TV, and was like, "Oh, do you want to look through your photos?"
I think, did you get like one included or something? Was it?
I can't remember.
I think you might have got like one included, but when you've got so many family photos that are just amazing with the dolphins, you can't whittle it down. Yeah. Obviously, that's the hook.
And they hooked me line and sinker, and I think I ended up spending just over £600 on a photo book. Saying that out loud makes me want to be sick in my mouth.
It was also on a USB.
Oh, come on.
Come on.
Are you selling it to me now?
Yeah. Also on a USB.
yeah, and don't get me wrong, the experience was amazing. We got the photo book. The photo book's quality. It will be at 600 quid. But then they also threw like the USB stick in, which is kind of all I wanted really. I wanted the digital photos.
Some print-out posters.
And then you got some printouts.
Photos.
And the way it works is you tell them what you want, pick the photos, and then carry on with your day. And they were in our hotel room that night. They delivered them to the hotel room for us. So the experience was amazing. The photos are extortionately priced, but I guess that's where they're making their money on that. So do I regret it? No. Is it extortionate? Yes.
We should probably put a little bit in there about the photo book.
What do you mean put a little bit in there?
Well, a video or...
I'm going to put some photos in.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't you worry. And then last but not least, from, I believe this is the last one we talked about for activities in the hotel, we did a helicopter ride. So yeah, it was cool. It was a little bit extravagant, but we were out in Dubai and we were trying to make an experience. We didn't think we'd ever go back. We just thought we're out there, let's do it once, let's do it properly.
We kind of went on that holiday as if this is a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah.
I think is yeah, you don't need to do everything that we did to have an amazing time.
100%. As well as, I guess, just to share like what we were going into this holiday thinking is every 2 years we wanted to do an experience as a family. We wanted to have this wow experience because kids are 5 and 8, probably got their attention for the next 10, 12 years. So 6 amazing experiences for them. That feels like a win to me. So that was our goal. So went on this helicopter trip, and it's basically, if you came out the hotel, it's basically like connected to the hotel. There's like a helipad connected to the hotel at the end of the strip. We used a service called, I think it was Falcon Heli Tours. I'll put a link in the description. Booking it was super simple. They've got like 4 or 5 different packages. Booking it was simple. I believe went to the website, hit WhatsApp, opened it up with them, engaged with them, booked it, nice and easy. Arrived on the day. When you arrive, bit of a safety briefing. Had to wait 20 minutes ish. Yeah. About 20 minutes. Then they put this safety belt on you or something. Then we went up, and that's as well. I thought I was going to get gouged on the price here as well, because as soon as we walked out, there was this photographer. So he's like snapping photos of us getting into the helicopter, got a GoPro of us getting in and out, and I was like, oh, here we go, a fortune. But their prices on photos were actually really competitive. I think I spent like 50 or 60 quid and got the digital versions of all the photos and all that. So it was cool, and the experience itself was phenomenal. The pilot was cool. Yeah. He engaged the boys. So what happens, you got your headset on and he can talk to you and we could talk as a family. We went on the exclusive one, so there was no one else in the helicopter, which was pretty fun. Yeah.
I think it was a little bit more, but I think it was definitely, obviously it was highly COVID as well. Like I wouldn't have fancied going in there. Yeah. In a small confined space with someone. Obviously we were with a pilot, but that's different. But yeah, it was that bit was worth it. But there'd be 1 or 2 more seats.
I was going to say, like, if there's 4 of you, it just makes sense. Like, I actually think economically, like, to just do it on your own. But if there's like 2 of you, there's probably an argument to say that you just go on a group trip, because booking it exclusive for 2, I believe, is the same price as 4 of you, because it just
depends on where you're going to be sat though. Yeah. I guess you could both sit in the back, but then if because there's only 2 seats. Oh, there was 2 seats at the front. Yeah, and then if you were with another couple at the back, you would feel like you were on your own anyway.
If I get this pricing wrong, because I'll check it after the fact, because it's definitely on the website, I believe it was around £800 to do that helicopter trip.
Was it really?
Yeah, I think it was just over $1,000. I think it was like $1,100, but I'll double check.
I didn't know it was that expensive.
It felt good. It felt good value after I just spent £600 on photos of dolphins.
Yeah, that's probably why. I never knew it was that
yeah, expensive. I think so. I'll double check that, and I'll definitely put a link in the description so you can go and check it yourself.
He basically just told me how much everything was in AED, and I couldn't be bothered to convert it into pounds.
Couldn't be bothered?
Yeah.
Struggled to. By the way, it's dead easy.
Maths is not my strong point.
I'll just get onto the top tip section now. It's like 5 dibs or dirhams to the pound. So very simply, what I tried to teach Sarah on the second trip, so she could do it herself, is just divide it by 10 and then times it by 2. That's my top tip of the day. That's how you just get to the number. So if it's 1,000 dirhams, it's if it's 1,000 dirhams,
£200.
Boom.
Yeah, but I divided it by 5 then.
Okay, then let's do a harder one. If it's 1,600 dirhams.
Divided by 5?
No, the top tip is divided by 10 times by 2.
I can't do it.
You come under pressure?
Yeah, I can't do it. Delete this bit out of the
I'm
video.
keeping this bit in 100%.
No, don't.
Guys, let's move on to activities out of the hotel. 320.
You better take that.
Definitely not. Hey guys, just before we wrap up, I want to say thanks for taking the time to watch this video and also let you know what's coming to the channel moving forward. So myself and Sarah are thinking about relocating out to Dubai. So we went out early this year to go, just the two of us without the kids, to see what it was really like, getting a bit closer to the town and the city. So we spent half our time in Marina. We then did go back and spend another half of the hotel at the Atlantis to see what that was like without the kids. And we're going to do a full review of that soon on the channel. So if that's of interest, hit subscribe. That video should be dropping in the next couple of weeks. Also, later this year, because we truly want to know what it's like to be there all year round, and we know the weather can be very testing for people, so we're going out there at basically the hottest time of year. We're going out in July for 4 weeks. Myself, Sarah, and the two boys, we're getting out there in an Airbnb, basically around the area that we would be living if we relocated. We want to get a sense of what it's like to live there. So during that time, we're going to create a lot of content. If there's anything specific you think would be interesting for us to go and find out or explore, put in the comments. Or if you're thinking about going out there and you want us to go and see something and sort of report back, happy to do that too, because we're going to be exploring straight for 4 weeks basically. And also when it comes to relocating, if that is of interest to you, I am the person that likes to work out the finances and all the details, so I'll be working out everything from the visas, the healthcare, the education, everything that you'll need to know. And I'll be putting that into a Google Drive and a doc, so if you are thinking about it, I've probably got a document to help you save your time and your research. Anyway, don't forget to hit subscribe. If there's anything we can help you with, let us know. Stay well, speak to you soon.